Hi, so as some of you know, over the last 7 days I've been living on rations of dried rice, lentils, chickpeas, and beans. It's been difficult and I've lost some weight, but I'd like to take the time to tell you a little bit more about the experience and about the people that you've been helping with your donations. So, the Ration Challenge is like a sponsored fundraiser where you just live on the same ration pack that a refugee lives on for a week and obviously try to raise as much money as you can while you're doing it. So I took the Ration Challenge because, for no deep and spiritual reason, I just wanted to help out a little bit. So with your donations together, we've clubbed together £400 at the minute. I'm hoping to get that up a little bit higher by the end of today. This is my 7th day. But anyways, so the donations will go towards providing food, medical care, sanitation necessities, and also training and education for people living in the camps. So that was the part that really got me involved with this challenge, because it's great to give people survival necessities like food and medicine. Like, obviously these are like our most basic needs. But the training and education section, like, that really got me interested, because like if you give someone the tools to rebuild their lives, then they're going to do it. They'll take control and they won't need help anymore. And that's what we all want. Like, who wants to be dependent on like ration packs, So some things that surprised me about doing this fundraiser. I was blown away by the amount of people that sponsored me and the generosity of them. Like, some of those donations were like £50. That's insane. That's amazing. Like, I never expected to raise £100, but here we are with 400 in the donation bank. Like, really great work, guys. Some other stuff that shocked me were the counter arguments that I came up against when I was talking to people about the fundraiser. Some people just refuse to see refugees as people that need help, and I'm not sure if that's because of the distance between ourselves in the UK and the camps in the Middle East, or what, but I think the more conversations we all have about the refugee crisis, like, the better things will be. So there's a big conversation going on at the minute in the UK about channel crossings in dinghies, and I think the more that we all talk about that, the less resistant people will be to helping other people. So it is about lunchtime on the 7th day of the week-long challenge. I weighed myself before, and just a few minutes ago, I've lost 2 kilos, which is not a huge amount, but I'm not a huge person, so that's done quite a bit of damage to my BMI, and I feel quite thin, and I've had a headache for about 4 days. So this is just after a week, so if you can imagine people trying to live on these rations for, years and years, they're not going to be in a good state. Like, I've had only rice, like only carbs, like there was no protein, there was no fat apart from the oil, which I ran out of yesterday, no dairy, so most of the food groups are missing from this diet, which is not a sustainable way if you want to be healthy. So what this week has taught me is gratitude for the things that I have, for the situation I was born into. Like, it's all just luck at the end of the day, isn't it? You could have been born anywhere. I was just lucky enough to be born with everything that I need, food, shelter, all that stuff. So taking the ration challenge was hard enough when I only had to concentrate on feeding myself, but for many people the situation is much more grim than this. They have to support a family and do their best to educate their children, all while trying to find a source of income and living with constant uncertainty and most of the basic things that we all take for granted. So, for example, like medicine, you can go to the GP as long as you plan your illness 6 months in advance. You can use a frying pan every day, like, the kitchen's still going to be there in the morning. The roof isn't going to be leaking, you're not going to be cold. All of these basic things, a lot of people living in refugee camps are missing out on. So if you want to do some more things to help, here are some things you can do now. So you can start your own fundraiser. So one that's starting up at the minute is called Miles for Refugees, and this is where you run, walk, bike, swim 108 miles, the distance from Calais to London, and you get sponsorships while you're doing that, and the money goes towards helping refugees. You could also volunteer some of your spare time. So if you go to doit.org or Amnesty International or something like that, they'll have some volunteer opportunities near you. So these might consist of like just befriending a new refugee in the country, helping them find their way around the city or something. It could be basic things like that, like just being a friend. Also, a really important thing that you could all do with no planning and completely for free, you could continue the conversation we're all having about the refugee crisis at the minute.
Please go to tinyurl.com/sponsorholly to donate any amount towards food, medical care, sanitation, and training and education for Syrian refugees living in Jordan.